Fastamai, good afternoon. Welcome to Late Lunch, and we've come down north, H.
We have come down north, or is that up north, or is that a date for another day? We are at Ramsey Courthouse, the hub of the community up here.
It really is. We are continuing our Village Hall series. So many people to speak to. I think you can hear some of them in the background. We're also going to be treated to some music by the local community choir as well. Ramsey Town it's got to be, hasn't it? But first, this is all about friendships which are forged here. We thought we'd start with a little bit of wet, wet, wet. Wet, wet, wet.
Oh.
A little help from my friends.
It's not appropriate for the weather, though. It's going to be sun shining.
Yeah,
the
sun always shines down north, though, doesn't it? I think
It always does. They always say that
absolutely.
that's the common saying.
Welcome to Ramsey Courthouse. We are here this afternoon as we continue our Village Hall series. Really looking forward to this one. There is so much that happens here and so many plans for the future, which we're going to be finding out about over the course of the next hour. And we started with wet, wet, wet because I think. Well, the courthouse is the hub of the community, and community is about friendships, whether they are existing friendships which have made this happen or friendships that have formed here. And I think that has been a key to this Village Hall series so far.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you just have to see the people around here again today. We've got all sectors of the community. We've got a lovely table of vegetables and fruit over there we're coming to in a moment. We've got the wonderful summer singers here who rehearse here. It's already used, I think, widely, and it's just going to get better and better as the years go on.
It really is. Well, let's meet Andy Cowie, Chair of Ramsey Town Commissioners now. Andy, thank you very much for letting us broadcast from here.
You're very welcome. It's nice to see you, Beth. Good afternoon. And I'd just like to welcome yourselves, Aaron, Beth, and the Max Radio team to the heart of Ramsey. It's great to see you. We really appreciate you coming up here and enjoying some of our lovely weather.
It definitely is brighter up here. Definitely is, Andy. This
Always.
is a real important building, isn't it? It always has been in the heart of Ramsey, but great to have it in use as it is now.
No, it's marvellous. Obviously, we did quite a bit of trouble obtaining the building for the town, but that was all sorted out very successfully, and we've run a whole load of events in the building over the last year and a half, and it's been really successful, and it's proving to be that heart of the community that we hoped for. And there's some big plans ahead for the future of the building, which we hope will just make it go from strength to strength.
And there are plans to get more and more groups involved, really, in actually using it for whatever purpose they need.
Very much so, yes. It is a community building to benefit for the community and a space for people to use and enjoy as they can. And we've had all sorts of varied events, theatre productions, open mic. I could go on forever. It's been very popular indeed.
The list is endless. Has it been difficult actually sort of drawing up plans going forward? Because there are so many varied activities, I guess, as you say. You're talking about the open mic, you're talking about the choirs coming and rehearsing here. Some people might just want to come in and maybe use it as a hub where they can come and sit and chat and have a coffee.
Indeed, I mean, having so many different uses for a building does put some pressure on making it a space that everybody can use. That is true, but there have to be some compromises, I think. And again, the building itself is a very old traditional building, as you mentioned, and it does have some limitations which we have to work around. But the team from the heart of Ramsey have got some really exciting plans there, and we fully support those, and hopefully that will give us the best solution.
And you say the limitations, is that just in the nature of the building and the way it's actually made up? Because it was a courthouse, obviously.
It was designed as a courthouse, obviously. I mean, there's a couple of cells around the back there, which you've seen, I think.
Yes, I have rather close quarters, actually. Closer than I was anticipating, but yes.
But it's great, isn't it, having a building which has got this history?
That's absolutely right. Yes, I think that makes the building special as well. So although it does impose some limitations on the use, it's great to have that character and history behind it.
It does beg the question, isn't it? What can one do with some cells?
Well, I'm sure there are many ideas and many
I don't
answers
like
we
your
can
eye
give
there,
that
Beth.
for the next course of the hour. Andy, we'll probably speak to you again throughout the programme, but thank you so much again for having us here this afternoon. I want to talk to somebody who is key in an event that already happens here, and this is the Isle of Man Farmers Market. Let's introduce Dot Price now. Dot, just tell us a little bit about the Isle of Man Farmers Market.
Right, well, it's a group of people that promote the growing and selling of Manx produce. We have a whole committee. There's lots of markets throughout the island. The one in Ramsey has been the oldest. We're in our 13th year now, and this is the best venue we have had. Thanks to Ramsey Town Commissioners for all their support. We've been in car parks, we've been in the MER station, we've been in community centres, but this is definitely the best one.
It's going to be a proper home.
Yes, it's the hub. And the nice thing is we're outside when the weather's good, and when the weather's inclement, they allow us to come inside.
Perfect.
We
Nice.
have crafts as well as food.
Ah, I did spot actually just looking over there. Can we go and see these vegetables overlooking on the corner over
Oh,
on
yeah,
this table?
because there are some things in there,
did
Doc,
spot.
which I did not associate with the Isle of Man,
Everything that you see on that table has been grown on the Isle of Man.
including the grapes.
Including the grapes. They're grown in a greenhouse in Laxey. A friend of mine does the barter system. She gives me the grapes, I give her cucumbers for her juice.
And-
so we like the barter system.
And look at that, because this, you wouldn't recognise that instantly as a cucumber, would you? I think it's crystal apple, I think it's
Crystal
called.
apple cucumber. The seeds actually came from Australia, from a Manxman who comes over here every TT, and he sent me them as a present.
Really?
So this is the 3rd year we've grown them.
Can we try a piece?
They are very popular. Try them. They're just like an ordinary cucumber, only a little bit sweeter, and a little taste of apple.
Really good.
They're very
Really
popular with kids. Children like them in their lunchbox.
They're kiddie size, aren't they? I'm spitting cucumber seeds onto the microphone. They're kiddie sized, they're really wonderful.
Yeah. Well, everything is. If you look at the little chopped tomatoes, they're grown in the polytunnel. They're the same, all different varieties, and they look good on a plate, and they're very sweet. So it's all to encourage children to have a healthy diet.
And do you think we're getting the message now about how important it is to support local producers and
Yes.
how much better it is for us to do
I
that?
think so. We've built up a good trade throughout the years. We've got the same customers come back all the time. We also, it's all seasonal, so you'll not get strawberries or anything at Christmas. You will get them from Ballynelson in the summer with their tomatoes and everything, but we do everything to promote local. And if we don't grow it, we will sell it if it's grown on the Isle of Man.
And there's so much more interest, I think, in local fruit and veg
Yes.
now. People want
Yeah.
the provenance of what they're eating.
You're
and if
right
it can
there,
come
yeah.
from just around the corner, I think that's all the better. A few years ago, it was all about, oh, let's get things from the other side of the world. But when you can get beautiful produce like this, why not? And as you say, grapes.
Absolutely amazing. Remind us then when the farmers market is here, Doc.
In Ramsey, every Saturday, come rain or shine, we only miss one, and that's the one between Christmas and New Year because everybody's overeaten. But we're here every Saturday from 10 until 4,
And I guess-
regardless of the weather.
You've got a busy afternoon then ahead preparing.
Yes, I'm going home now to pick and pack carrots. That's
Wonderful.
the start.
Doc, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being here. And
Thank you.
that cucumber is
Enjoy.
absolutely
Trying
gorgeous.
Trying this tomato, thank you. It's very
Oh,
healthy.
brilliant. You are listening to Late Lunch. We are continuing our Village Hall series and we are at Ramsey Courthouse this afternoon. Okay, here's the song link here.
Oh, I'm
that
looking forward
has
to it.
made me smile. Here's Texas within a smile. Get it?
Fantastic.
Thanks.
And that is the problem with eating cucumbers on air, in that sometimes it goes down the wrong way. Beth's been choking away on a cucumber, beautiful though it was. But yes, don't talk with your mouth full, children. That's always the answer.
That is the motto for today. This is Late Lunch with Beth and Howard. We are live from Ramsey Courthouse this afternoon, and we've been talking about local produce and local producers, and that sort of extends into the conversation we're going to have now with Chris Blatcher, who's from the Ramsey Chamber of Commerce, because Chris, Ramsey is the place to go if you want to find an independent retailer.
Oh, it absolutely is. We've got a good selection of some of the bigger retailers as well, with like the Co-op and such like. But if you want something different, we have over 100 independent retailers in the town. So you tend to find something just different than you can find on the bigger high street. So it's really good.
And obviously the improvements that have been made to pedestrian access and whatever over the past year or so, have you noticed a difference in footfall now?
I think Ramsey has always been fairly strong footfall because we've got the advantage of parking and we've got good transport lists. Links, we have free parking, so you can get into the town. You can park outside of the shops that you want to. So that's always been good. It's been very good to see the regeneration area has revived, particularly around the courthouse area. With the events and sort of open mic sessions that they have on, and it's a much more of a community feel in the town.
And I think that's what it's about, isn't it? Because if you come up north or down north, depending on how you look at it, you do have that feeling of uniqueness. If you come to Ramsey, you've got each independent store is different, whereas sometimes, wonderful as the chains are, there's a feeling slightly more of a faceless feeling, isn't it? You've got that nice personal touch here.
Yes, and I think it gives you a sort of more of a traditional shop. But I mean, the retailers here are very aware of being competitive. But it gives you the traditional shop of different type of service where you're actually quite often talking to the owner of the business. So that gives a different feel to it totally.
I think now we talk so much, don't we, about how people actually don't venture out to the shops as much as they used to because they prefer the convenience of internet shopping, and that was a real trend. But I'm really wondering if we've seen an end to that and maybe we're turning the corner.
I certainly think you've seen a plateau in it, and I think people have realised that maybe seeing the item in person is a lot a lot better than sort of taking a guess at what it's like on the internet. Also, I think some of the retailers have switched on to that quite a bit, so they actually will offer a delivery service or things like that, so you can still get the advantage of shopping on the internet, if you like, but with a local retailer. And it's good to support the local retailers because they in turn feed back into the community, which is really, really important. It supports our hospitals and everything. So.
And as far as an organisation like Ramsey Chamber of Commerce goes, just how important is that nowadays, would you say?
Again, I think it's very important. It's sort of a voice for the businesses, so we liaise with the government departments. We have a good working relationship in Ramsey with the commissioners here, and I think the private-public sector working here has proved it's a good model for the rest of the island, really, that we can have some really big successes, so that is really important.
And Chris, you've got another significant role in the town. You are the fire officer here as well, so you're going to be going back on duty. So, yeah, brilliant that you could come
duty
down.
calls.
But are you a Ramsey man through and through?
I've been here most of my life on the island. I'm not born here, but I've been here 30 years, so I would count myself as a Ramsey man now. I think I'm allowed.
You are. I think 30 years will give you that one. Is there still interest coming forward? You're saying that obviously every time I come up north there seems to be another shop popped up. There's still more interest in independent traders opening up?
Yeah, there's still a lot of interest. I think probably one of the problems we actually have is there's not an abundance of empty units. So when an empty unit or when a unit becomes empty, it's quite often filled quickly because it's a good opportunity for someone to come in at a reasonable cost and quite a high footfall of public. So yeah, it's really popular like that.
You've also got the legal, professional and corporate companies here as well.
Yeah, I think you can probably find every service sector from the lawyers and sort of house buying and everything here. So we cover all bases. You can really do anything you want in Ramsey.
Chris, thank you so much for taking the time to be here this afternoon. This is Light Lunch live from the courthouse. Nearly got the name right there.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Live late lunch from the courthouse.
Yeah,
we're there.
We are there, and we will be back in a moment. I've got another song, okay, because we're talking about friendships and we're talking about being together with people making you happy. There's another song coming up. You're going to love it.
I'm bated breath already.
Okay, we'll be back in a moment. There you go, Pharrell Williams. Happy?
Thank you, yeah, very happy. Well, we're very happy because we're up in Ramsey, up north, down north at the Ramsey Courthouse today with a veritable smorgasbord of people from across the Ramsey community here as well, as you can hear in the background. And we have now joined with Colin Douglas.
We are. Colin is the chair of the Ramsey branch of the Royal British Legion, and that's especially poignant for where we are because just outside is the War Memorial. And a few years ago, Colin, it was decided to do something very special to mark the World War I veterans who sadly lost their lives from Ramsey.
Yes, for the centenary of the World War I, we decided that we'd like to do something for the veterans that lost their lives, and they're all on the memorial there, all the names. And we came up with the idea of a couple of ideas, some that didn't fly, and we eventually ended up with planting a cross for each person on the day of their death at 6:30 in the evening, each evening, for that day of their death. So that's been going on now since 1914, and on Wednesday the 11th at 6:30 is the last one for Private Perry. Private Perry died from his wounds on the 11th of September 1919. I was looking at some of the details in that. He actually got married, and I think it was just before he went off to war on the same date.
Nice.
So I thought that's sort of strange, like,
It is. It makes it especially poignant, I think, as well.
But, anyway, he's the last one for the World War I people that died in Ramsey or associated with Ramsey. So we've got a special, bit more special than usual. We've got His Excellency coming along to lay a wreath on behalf of the town of Ramsey. And together with the Ramsey Town Commissioners, I'll be planting the cross with Andy Cowie, sorry, and then we've got a bugler for the last post, etc., and that, so it should be very good. Everybody's welcome to attend, and we've all been in and out, come rain or shine. We've always been attended by somebody from the Legion and the town commissioners.
And it's just so important, isn't it, especially since we are now over 100 years since the First World War, just to really remember the sacrifice that was made, and it was so close to us.
It was, yes, and as I say, there was 112 died from Ramsey, and that I think there's something like 1,200 overall from the island itself, and 1,000 or so left from the north of the island anyway to go to war, which was about a third of the population at the time, and they're all aged between 19 and 35, more on the lower end of the range of the ages, and decimated the actual male population of the island, and that. But they all signed up and off they went. Yep.
And I think that's the terrifying thing, isn't it? You forget how it did exactly as Colin says, decimate the population, because all these young men went off, and so many of them never came back again. And you would look around just Ramsey, around the island, every little village, you see men who never came back.
And the thing is, now we've got this information and we know more about them, and it makes it more real somehow.
Yes, we compiled a booklet back in, I think we started about 2012, compiling the information for the people that died and marked up on the war memorial. And we gathered all that information together as much as we could, identified who they were, where they died, etc. And we also came in and listed them all and got as much information as we could from that. Once we compiled it, we put it into this booklet, Remembering Ramsey's Fallen, and we also gave that information at the end of the day. We gave it on to the Eye Museum, where they have all the information as well. And I've got to say that the Ramsey Town Commission has been very helpful, also in sourcing information for us and all that, getting everything together. And as I say, on each commemorating the death, on the day actually of that person's death, has always been a cross laid for them. Sometimes where the family still available on the island, they come along as well, which makes it all the more poignant. And they lay it, the cross. Otherwise, it's ourselves, someone from the Legion or someone from the Ramsey Town Commissioners that lays the cross on their behalf.
I was pondering that, whether they still have a lot of families still associated.
There's been a few. There's been quite a lot of them turn up, and it's surprising who they are in that. In terms of that they're there, and they do tend to turn up and come along, and it's been very good when they have done.
Well, Colin, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. So that service taking place on September the 11th. It will start at 6:15, so you need to be here at around 6:05. The Lieutenant Governor, Sir Richard Gosney, will be in attendance as well, and a wonderfully poignant occasion.
It always is at any of those ceremonies.
Really is, yeah. Colin, thank you so much.
You.
Should just mention, actually, the Poppy appeal will start on October the 25th, and we are told there is going to be a surprise. It's quite a unique one coming this year, apparently. Just follow me over here, because I have found a familiar face who I think we will talk to in a couple of moments. But here she is, and I'm hoping against hope that she's brought some food with her. Georgie Revel. We don't normally see you down these parts.
Beth. Hello. And how lovely to see you.
Hello.
Lovely to be here. Yeah, this is our courthouse.
Well, it is.
Our
we are going to hear
courthouse.
all about that in just a few moments. But I'm going to carry on the theme, Howard, of the songs all about friendship.
You're doing very well
and
with
about
this.
happiness.
Yes.
And this is a familiar one. I think it might have been a television show theme. Not sure.
Go on. Okay, I think I got that one. Beth.
Why have you got two?
Why have we got two microphones? Oh, because we are
Just
so
likes to show
high-tech
off.
here, actually.
Yeah. You're in stereo. That's
We
the
are.
answer, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so important.
Stereo.
I need two microphones. I've got a message for you, Howard.
Oh, go on.
From Marilyn the Goat.
Marilyn the Goat.
Also
Friend
available.
of mine?
I've no idea. I daren't ask. Also available at the Farmers Market tomorrow is Great Taste awarded goat's cheese and milk and other products.
Yeah.
The goat's cheese, that is actually worth going for on its own, I'd say.
Goat's milk is brilliant as
Yeah.
well. Absolutely love it. We are live from Ramsey Courthouse this afternoon, and I did mention that we had found one Georgie Revel. Now, Georgie, you have a very key role in this establishment's future. Just tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm very, very honoured, Beth. So I'm one of the trustees, non-remunerated trustees of Thor, the Heart of Ramsey Limited. It is a registered charity. It's got, it's just had the official stamp from the Attorney General's office, so we're very excited about that. It's got a very broad remit. It's all community based, and I'm really excited to get going and get fundraising to get this fabulous building up to scratch.
So what is the vision then?
So the vision is really, it's for the community, and it's going to evolve, obviously, depending on everybody's needs and wants. We are involving the public an awful lot in this because it is your courthouse. So what we hope, we've got planning in at the moment. I think Stephen Bevan said that on Monday the planning officer will do his little talk and the planning committee will decide yay or nay. It's been recommended that it is passed, and very excited about changing just the inside of this to make it more user-friendly, getting disabled loos in here, opening it up a bit, taking some of the mezzanine level out, and probably employing or retaining an interior designer that's used to big spaces, and maybe she can liaise with Michael Starkey, who's one of our local artists,
yes.
And let's get some lovely fusion Manx, maybe Scandinavian sort of feel to it, lovely and airy and light and bright.
Lovely.
So this really is going to be a hub for the whole community. I think there's plans for a welcome centre, and just so much can happen here.
There is so much can happen. I'm just so excited about it, and obviously we have engaged the public in this and to find out what they want. I'm hoping it's going to be open from 7 in the morning, when perhaps we can do some Pilates and yoga classes for all ages, and then in the evening it will still be open. We'll have some with a cafe, perhaps run by those with disabilities, to give them some work experience and meet with the public. We'll get the elderly involved. We will get those who are lonely, which isn't necessarily the elderly. Just make a beautiful hub that we really need.
The spectrum. Yeah. There seems to be a general use thing. You're excited about getting involved in doing this work, but there seems to be an excitement generally, I think, from the public and people who are going to use the building about the ideas.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, and we are engaging them a lot, and we need those to come forward. We've got that want to use the building. There'll be a lot of volunteers involved. We are going to appoint a manager for a couple of years to do lots of form filling and to liaise with the public, because the 5 trustees, we've all got full-time jobs. So this is just a little thing on the side for us. I've just got to raise
a little side dish, you might say.
A little side dish. I've just got to conjure up a little 500,000 to, which
it's a main course.
Well, it's a bit of a daunting prospect, but I'm ready for the challenge. Yeah.
Oh, Georgie, it's so lovely to talk to you. I did notice that you walked in with some brownies. Where did you put them?
I did. I did put them very close to your little hot desk over there. So there was some brownies there ready for you, my darling.
Wonderful. Georgie, remind people where they can find out more about Thor. Great name.
We've got...
Hammer that one home. Yeah.
So actually today is Photographic Friday, I think. So I'll be posting something on the Ramsey Courthouse Instagram page and on the Facebook page. And we do have a website as well. So please go visit that and, get on your keyboard, and any interesting ideas, fire them over to us.
Wonderful. Georgie Revel, so lovely to talk to you as ever. We are live from Ramsey Courthouse as part of our Village Hall series. In a moment, we're going to be talking about another fantastic place that there is in Ramsey, Murrick Park.
The Murrick Park.
Absolutely love
it.
It's
been there forever,
It has. I've got another song, though, just coming up in a couple of minutes. Are you
right.
ready?
Yeah, go on.
Are you sure?
No, I'm more than ready. Go for it.
Okay, we'll be back after this.
A very happy hour, and we're having a very happy lunch hour here at Ramsey, the heart of the community at the Ramsey Courthouse. It's been fantastic.
It really has. And actually, we're going to talk about something now, which is obviously not directly here, but a huge part of Ramsey. Barbara Wallace is with us. Barbara, remind us of your title.
I'm the Technical Services Manager for Ramsey Town Commissioners.
And you have some responsibility for Murrick Park. We were having a bit of a debate about how you actually pronounce it.
Isn't it? Murrick Park.
Murrick.
Yeah.
Just, say it quickly. That's normally what you do, isn't it? But there's been a very special award recently.
Yes, we are really, really pleased to say that we got awarded the Green Flag. Yeah.
And that is for Keep Britain Tidy. How significant is that?
I think it's very significant for Ramsey. It recognises all the work that the guys have done and put into the park and everything for everybody. So, Douglas of 9, I think it is now. So, yeah.
Yes, they do very well.
They're not the best.
And how much work is involved then? Because it's the parks, it's the gardens, and it's also keeping everything spick and span, but also the actual overall display, is it?
It's not just the displays. I mean, we have the events that kind of help through the park all year. We have the different sports events. Different people use the park. There's a lot more to it than just kind of having the play area and just the flowers, really.
And the fact is, it's externally judged, isn't it? It's a huge, huge thing. This is also used across Europe, in Australia, New Zealand, so it is no mean feat to do this.
Yeah, we're really proud of the guys and kind of what they've achieved.
Feather in the cap. And the Moorick Park, it seems to me it's been there forever, because I remember going there for Sunday school picnics, for heaven's sake, and I think my grandma went there before that. It just seems to be one of those places which you always think has always been there and just gets better.
Well, it really does, and you can just go there for a day out. There is literally, I know we say this a lot, but there is something for the whole family there, and it's become a key place for significant events in Ramsey.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
You have the Grand Fondo, I think, which started there. There's also
this
fireworks that you have there. We went during the summer, actually, for the first time. I went in the the pedalos, and we had the kids pedaling as well. And I turned around and realised they weren't pedaling, and that's why my legs were so sore.
There's no answer to that, is there? Realistic. I always used to go on the putt-putt boats. Are they still there? I don't know. There used to be the putt boats. I used to love those little ones that chugged around. You didn't have to pedal at all then.
I remember the bumper boats.
Ah,
they were the best
yes.
ones.
No,
they don't have them anymore either.
Oh.
But I think the head gardener, Bobby Cunningham, and the team have done such a magnificent job. I mean, this is a year-round thing as much as you think about gardens in summer.
Yes, it is. They're putting a lot of time into all the displays that they do and making sure that everything's there for all the events and everything else. There's a lot of planning goes into it.
And how many guys and girls actually work there? Is there quite a few?
We've got 4. Actually,
Okay.
5, sorry.
Oh, it's quite a lot of work then for 5,
How many
yeah.
stuff we've got.
Yeah, we don't want to miss anyone out.
Yeah, so I think they do really well.
They do very well,
They've got
isn't
some challenging conditions as well. I mean, we've got the bowling green there as well. And when you think of where the park is, it used to be the estuary to go down to the beach. So I think, the guys do really well. I'm really proud of what they've managed to achieve.
Wonderful. Barbara, thank you so much for popping along and talking to us about that. It really is a feather in the cap. We have reached the climax
and just
of
keep
the
your eyes
show.
left of those brownies.
Yes, the food is still on the table there, but we're just walking across the room now, and here are the summer singers. We've gone ominously quiet.
They have been practicing, though, to be fair, quietly in the background, so I think they're
been.
looking quietly confident.
Sue Collier, lovely that you could join us this afternoon. Tell us a little bit about the summer singers.
Well, it's a community choir in Ramsey. We have singers from as far afield as Douglas and Laxey. Anyone's welcome to join us, as they say, some are singers and some are not. But
hence the name.
A little bit of a joke.
Very good.
It's been going for about 17 years, and anybody's welcome. We rehearse from April to September, and we do about 5 or 6 concerts a year. We're taking part in the Island at War, and we're singing today.
And there's also the grand finale concert tomorrow.
Yes, that's our main fundraising concert, where we'll be singing at St Paul's Church at 7:30. We've got a great repertoire. We've got Gareth Moore on the organ. We've got Michael Corkle as a tenor. We've got our own Liz Marshall on piano. And did I say Judith Lay? Yes.
Oh,
Very
I've heard of her from
Very,
somewhere.
yeah.
Yes.
Should be named
And so
Vincent
is the
Franklin.
repertoire varied for the choir? Do you have a mixed?
Yeah, we have a great repertoire. We have sacred and secular, we have funny, we have serious, we have jolly, we have something to suit everybody.
All right. Is that right, everyone?
Well, it is so lovely that you could be here this afternoon for us. Let's just take a moment just to thank everybody here at the courthouse again for hosting us this afternoon. It has been absolutely
It has
wonderful.
been wonderful. It really rams it home just how well used this centre already is, and it's going to get better, isn't it, as this work goes on?
Oh, it really is a great future here. Thank you to our engineer, Matty Cunningham, who has sat by those brownies and not
Dangerously
touched them
close to the
once.
brownies. He's been on the grapes already, I've noticed that.
Well, yes. Sarah Hendy has been producing our social media, so if you go ahead to the Manx Radio Facebook page, loads of photographs and video on there. And Alex Brinley has been pushing the buttons back at Broadcasting House,
so they
so
say.
thank you all very much indeed. But Sue, I wonder if you would mind singing us out this afternoon.
I will do, yes, with great pleasure. Can I just also mention that my husband, Jeff, is normally the musical director, and he will be conducting tomorrow night.
Okay, wonderful. So what are you going to sing for us?
We're going to sing Ramsey Town.
Hey.
Oh, what else? Thank you
Natural.
so much. We've had a wonderful time here. I do hope you enjoy this version of the Summer Singers singing Ramsey Town.